to another episode of the IBC Guys. So, if you're watching on video, you probably can tell it's a little darker in my office than usual. So, I am recording this rather late at night. Um, we just got back from a fishing trip. So, the first thing on the list here, it's gonna be a little different episode this week. It's not traditional. Mike's not here joining me. I'll explain why. But uh, by we, Mike and I, Mike's son, and then another IBC buddy went up to Canada. We went walleye fishing. And when I say fishing, it was much more catching than fishing. So we had a lot of fun. Time with the boys, catching big fish. But I need to apologize for last week. We did not get out a podcast episode. I overestimated the ability, the internet ability of uh, a lodge there on a little island in the middle of Manitoba, Canada. So apologize for not getting one out last week, and we just got back. So this one's going to be a little non-traditional as well. So I kind of wanted to give you an update on that. Just apologize for not getting one out last week. So my thoughts for this week's episode, it's gonna be real short. Again, Mike's not here. He's the brains behind IBC. But I did want to give kind of an update on some ways people are using IBC that have come across my desk, building policies for people. And I thought it may be of interest. I know you've heard IBC stories. We just had Melissa on, Chris and Jonathan. We got a couple more lined up. Um, but just to run through a list, I just wrote a quick list of how people are using these things. So I have a family that's going to run their mortgage through their policy. So they'll put the money in the policy, they'll get on the ledger, the borrower gets their cash value, then they'll go pay their mortgage with that money staying on the ledger, making an internal rate of return as well as dividends and interest. Same for all these. So down payment on a home is another one being run through. I have a young gentleman that I'm working with. He's owns a Turo business and he's running his Turo business through policies. Buying cars. I mean, Mike's done several episodes on trucks, so it fits perfectly in that. He's gonna buy a car, run it through the policy over time. All that money's gonna come back to him. So I'm really excited for him. And he's young. He's getting started early, and the best medicine for these things is time. So they're going to be most efficient, how the most money is going to be made. Talk about legacy wealth. You give these things time, it's going to only compound over and over and over. A second home is another one. And then I have family friend that's going to redo their floors. So they have a policy, fund it, pull the cash value out. Rather than finance floors, they're going to pay the flooring company in full, then they're going to pay themselves back. All the while, that money's staying on the ledger, making an internal rate of return as well as dividends and interest. So there's just some examples I quickly wrote down. There's certainly others. I got a couple more going through right now. It's really fun to have conversations about how this thing can be used and leveraged. That's where Mike's desire and my desire comes in. It's a lot of fun to help you get the airplane, then to teach you how to fly it is really where the passion lies. Um, so hopefully that is of interest. I'd love to if you want to comment or send us an email. How are you using yours? Well, we meet people all the time that have IBC policies already. So if you want to comment, let us know how you're using yours. I know people run farming equipment through there, things like that. Give us a shout. The last thing I want to bring up is we got some feedback while we were on this trip. So shout out to Tim Snyder. I know Tim is a solid listener. I got to meet him over this past week. He has his own policies. He's a big advocate for IBC. But as he's talked to people, he provided the feedback from several other individuals that they're hoping that this podcast goes into greater detail. So, to be honest, that's kind of ambiguous. We understand what that means. But I guess I want to communicate. It's often difficult to do that because the details are so specific to the individual. Depending on how you want to use it, depending on how long, there's a lot of things. The beneficiary, the owner, there's a lot of pieces to put in place. So to go into depth on the podcast is something we'll work to do, but to go fully deep, it's a weird way to say that. I don't. But my point is, it's specific to the individual. It's respective to the individual. So I'll use that as a catalyst. We want you to call. We're pretty normal dudes. This is what we do all the time. I think we've said this before, but the offer is genuine. We are not unapproachable. And we would consider ourselves experts in IBC. That's not to be hubris or have hubris or anything like that. Hubristic, is that a word? I don't know. Not to be arrogant or anything like that, but we do know how the ins and outs of this work. That's what we want to share. So you get a couple of normal guys that want to help people out with something that maybe is a little more complicated than to the average user. Let's say that we just want to help. So give us a call. So I guess I would encourage you, if you want to know more details, send us an email. Let's set up a call. We'll make it for half an hour. After that half an hour, you say, these guys, that's cool. Hopefully, you got some details. We can even point you in the direction of somebody else that may know IBC. But if it is something that you do want to pursue, that half an hour could be that jumping off point, and we can get these things rolling and start getting your family involved in this legacy building idea. Let's run the money that you're going to spend already through these policies, keep it on the ledger, and then you go do what you're going to do with it anyway. So I guess I would admonish, I would encourage, I would ask that you give us a call, send us an email. We're happy to help. So hopefully that genuineness comes through whether you're listening or watching, because it is genuine. All right, that's it. I'm not going to do the podcast stuff. If you would like, subscribe. I don't have the phone number for me. I'm infamous at this point for not memorizing the phone number. That is other feedback we get, Dave. You gotta have. I don't have the phone number memorized, so I apologize for that. But I also don't have it in front of me. But if you need it, go to some other ones. I'll put it in the show notes too. It'll be down there. But yeah, just give us a call. Let us know how we can help. We'd love to do so. All right, short and sweet. Next week, Mike will be back. We'll have a good episode for you. This week, like I said, I just kind of wanted to apologize that we didn't have one out last week, give you a little update, and then maybe hopefully spur some ideas and encourage you to give us a shout, give us a call. All right, we'll catch you next time.